Next meeting, if you have your agenda, let's look at the announcement while we're waiting. We can get that out of the way. January 9th, the program will be Reverend Matt Schaefer. So, if you have any questions that you'd like to, it would be nice if we let him know kind of ahead of time what we want to hear from him. So you can email me or let me know. I will forward that to Matt, and that way he'll be prepared to address our interests and our concerns. And let's see, Lynn, Scholastic Book Sale is Rose Garden Center today and tomorrow. Let's see, we also have door prizes today. I didn't realize that, but at the end of the meeting we've got poinsettias and some more of the Aspen Creek appetizer coupons. And let's see, Susan, do you want to talk about volunteers?
Okay. Y'all just need to be sure and be recording your volunteer hours and realize that ends the end of December. It's a January through December thing. So I will be needing your hours sometime in January. You can email me or text me or call me or tell me at the January meeting. So there's 4 different ways you can get your hours to me. I will need to be turning those in right around the first part of February. So if you can get them to me sometime in January and keep volunteering until the end of the year. Thank you.
And remember, work on getting people to come and join and come. We need everybody involved that we can get. Lynn, are you ready to do the pledges? The program today we have Louise Colgan. Lynn, would you like to introduce our speaker?
I know it's been in the paper when we had in the Texas Squire. I want to tell you I spent half of my summer calling over to the university over there, and I didn't get a call back or an email or anything else. It was horrible trying to call them, and I finally gave up. And all of a sudden I looked around and I thought, why am I doing this? Because I have this wonderful friend who is well known around Tyler and gives wonderful speeches, and so why don't we have her speak? It kind of didn't get in the paper like that. And you see her beautiful sari that she's wearing. I am glad that she ordinarily doesn't wear them around town, but she looks so pretty in it. We was born in India, has a beautiful life story. I don't want to spoil it. I can let her tell you, and especially stressing the education and the importance of it. In fact, I attended her graduation from TJC last week, and that's how far she has come from someone who started out with very little education. And she is very active in our church. She runs our thrift store. You've heard me talk about this thrift store. So she also is my boss and my friend. And so I'm going to let we talk. Well, I think I've told everybody a million times and passed out cards.
Good afternoon, everyone. And it's really such an honor for me to coming a long way from India to standing in front of such honorable people here, because I grew up in a country and we have 3 people that we very highly respect. Number 1 is God, next is our parents, and the 3rd is the teachers. Whether you are in a nursery school or you're in kindergarten or you're in university, these are the 3 main people who make what you're going to be in the future, whether you're going to be a saint or a sinner. So we very highly regard all the teachers in our culture, and we highly respect them. The way that we dress, the way we sit, the way we do our homework, everything represents who the teachers are in my country. And I'm standing here to tell a little bit of a story that where I come from. And I'm very grateful to God. Sorry, I'm not going to be politically correct here because I want to speak from my heart. Because Every story I tell, it's my experience and where I was and where I am today. First and foremost, I want to give credit to the Supreme Being whom I believe in. Without Him, I won't be here today. And I grew up in a very poor family. My mom and dad had 8 children. I'm the 5th one, 4 boys and 4 girls. And my dad was the only breadwinner. In a culture where caste system plays a very big role. Like we have 5 different castes. If you're a Brahmin, you're the priesthood, you're the highest caste. Everything that you do study and do work and everything is related to that particular caste. If you're not born in that caste, you're not going anywhere near to them. And the second, we have the business, and the third, there is something else, and the last is the untouchable. I am between a Brahmin and an untouchable, so I'm somewhere in the middle. So you are dictated what the culture thinks is how smart you are. It depends on your caste system. Because of that, my dad did not believe in God. Coming from a culture where religion plays a very big role, we have gods for everything that we call out. Whether it's an education, for money, or to kill someone, we have a God that we can go to and pray to. So my dad did not believe in God. So I grew up in an atheist family. It's very unusual because Hinduism is a 98% of every Indian child is born in my country is all Hindu. Even for adoption, our family cannot give a child to anybody else. It's automatically called that child is a Hindu because it's dictated as soon as you're born in India, you're qualified to be a Hindu. My dad was an alcoholic. Being a poor, and we had a very tough time. My mom had to serve all 10 children, all the meals. And some night, we would go to sleep without food. My mom had a real struggle taking care of us. And I still remember we didn't have a pencil to go to school. Every time we didn't pay school fees, it was a very minimum. The teachers would send us out. I'm always stubborn. I always wanted what I wanted. I didn't care whether my mom had money or not. One day I needed a notebook. Early in the morning I told my mom I needed a notebook. And she had to make a decision whether to buy me a notebook or to buy a rice. Because I was so stubborn, she gave the money to me and asked me to go and buy the notebook. And I was so excited. And I ran and bought the notebook and came with the change in my hand. And my mom looked at me and there was half the money was missing. That's all the money that she had to buy her rice that day. And she looked at it and she said, oh, maybe you dropped off. Why don't you go and run? And I have 3 other brothers and sisters waiting for me to go with me to school, and they are getting late. And I have to run all the way to the store and looking on the road to see if I found that 50 cents, which my mom needed desperately. I came home without money. For a child to go through, I feel so guilty because that day my family didn't have food because of my history, that I lost something. And I carried that for a long time. I think no child should be put in that position. In a country where culture says what girl should be. A woman should get married by the time she turns 16. My grandmother got married at the age of 13. My mom got married at the age of 16. My elder sister got married at the age of 18. I was the next in the line. As usual, I was very stubborn. I didn't want to get married. I had 5 proposals came in at the age of 16. And as in a culture, we never talk directly to our fathers. We don't. We have to go indirectly to my mom and to say, Mom, I don't want to get married. I want to go to school. I want to go to college. And she looked at me and she said, either I'm crazy or she's going to crazy. Because me talking about education is not happening. And she said, I can talk to your dad about marriage, but I don't think so. We can afford to send you to any more further school. That's the time I realized there got to be more to life than what culture says. There got to be more to life what the tradition dictates. Before ever the woman is born in my country, the culture says what her destiny is going to be. And I reached out to this higher power one day. Literally, I sat and wrote a letter to God, whom I never believed in, but I knew there got to be something supreme being over there. And all I said, oh God, take me out from here. Lo and behold, there was a missionary couple from Seattle, Washington, met my brother on the street, came to my rescue. That's the first time I actually encountered there is a living being whom we don't even know and realize. Out of 8 children, they were looking for someone because they did not speak any language except English only. And they were looking for someone that they can go and help them with washing clothes and clean the house. And my dad chose me to go with them. And I lived with them for 5 years. And they were living very close to my parents' house, so I can go in and out and come back anytime I wanted. And that missionary lady started teaching me English. And I told her I want to learn English, how to speak in English, because somehow I knew if I know how to speak English, I can make it in life. Somehow I knew there will be doors will be open for me. And she opened up her Bible and she was asking me to read Gospel of John every day, 1 chapter. And she would ask me to write every word that I did not know. You can imagine how many words that I wrote. And I took it to her and she said, oh, now you open up your dictionary and look for every meaning and write it again. And I said, oh, that's easy. And I did that one. And she would send back to me and say, now rewrite the sentence using that word. And I thought, she is crazy. I had hundreds of words. I have to write down, look into a dictionary, rewrite the sentence. And that's how I was introduced to English, from reading from St. John. In the beginning, there was God. It took good 4 years. As I said, I always question everything. I do not jump into conclusion very easily. I need to test and I need to feel. And it took good 4 years for me to become before I can believe that there is a God. And I become a missionary. I wanted to help the children, that little bit English that I knew. I traveled all over in India and I worked with children, preschool, kindergartens, and I fell in love with them because I wanted to tell those children, I can do it, and so can you. And I put away this dream of me becoming educated person, going to college. Nothing was happening. But I was very happy with my work. Small things that I made a difference in kids' life. And I got a project that I moved to Thailand at the age of 30. And I worked with an NGO there. Worked mainly with the prostitute kids. Because these are the children who's born in that business. The prostitute women would have babies in Asia. It's not a law to abort a baby. so they would carry their babies. And we had a foundation that we worked among those 100 children day in and day out, just to tell them that they are special. And that's where I met my husband, 36 years old that I was. My dad did not know difference between Protestant and Catholicism. Every time I went home, he thought I'm becoming a nun. And he would always ask me, when are you going to wear that robe like Mother Teresa would wear? And I was like, no, I'm not going that way, I'll just be just a missionary, that's all, And when I met my husband, it wasn't anything that we fell in love in the first sight. He's a New Yorker. So you can see the American looking at this girl, 36 years old, doesn't know how to ride a bicycle or swim, living in an island and didn't know how to drive a car. So he took a pity on me. And he said, you know what? In America, everybody drives. Why don't you learn how to drive? And I thought, this guy is crazy. I don't even have money to go by bus. And now he's to learn to drive a car. It's not happening. And he said, no, it's easy, And it took, within 3 weeks, he taught me how to swim, how to drive bicycle, and how to drive a car. The reason I say that is a big, big impact it made in my life. It's like the Jericho wall came down. Because as an Indian, born in southern India, where girls been always put down, where girls been always said, you cannot do it. You're dumb, you're only good for the kitchen, or you're only good to make babies. And here I am, I'm actually driving a car. That was my first step to realize in myself, there is something good in me that I can do it. Till that day, I did not realize what I'm capable of doing. And our friendship eventually went into a relationship and we got married. And I was telling him, I would love to go to school. And he said, so what is stopping you? And I said, are you crazy? I don't speak English. English is not my first language. I cannot go to school. And he said, I'm 36 years old, He said, you can do it in one place, that is in America. And by this time, my husband is retired, very happily living in this beautiful paradise island. All his 3 children have been grown up, and he has grandkids. And I'm married to a man who's 27 years older than me. God took someone like him to bring it into my life. Till that time, I never thought I'll ever get married. First time I ever fall in love with a man. First time I ever looked at it and I thought, maybe there is a possibility. And we moved to America. Even though he's born and brought up in Brooklyn, somehow he considered Texas as his country. He calls that because he worked for Ross Perot in a computer business. And he loves Texas and that's where he wanted to come. And make a long story short, we were heading to Houston, but a missionary lady that I met in Thailand, she said, why don't you come and stay with us for a couple of weeks in Van? And she just recently passed away last week. She opened her home for us, for my husband and myself. We lived with her for 9 months. And that's where I got introduced to the Catholic Church. I go here, and to GED program that I did 2 years ago, and to Tyler Junior College. And I truly believe that God has a plan and a purpose, whether we believe in Him or not. Somehow He makes a way for us to get to us, to this place. I never thought and I never imagined. 3 years ago, I walked into GED at the Tyler University, Tyler West Campus, and I told them I don't have education, but I love to go and get a doctorate in Chinese. I did not know how to write English. And I said, come on in, and they welcomed me and they sat with me one-on-one tutoring, and I got through GED and I said, I'm ready to go to college now. And they said, no, you're not ready yet. You have to take another seven weeks intense college prep course that they had. And I had to go there, and they said, oh, I'm done because I hate to take tests. I do not like to take tests. And they said, no, you have to take a test. And that really paralyzed me. It's because the mentality that I have coming from India, facing an American where everybody speaks English, going to TJC and getting a test, entrance test to pass in math, science and English is out of the question. And they said, oh, you'll do fine. And I said, I don't think so. This will be my stop here. This is where I need to put a break, and I have to realize it's not happening. And I took a test. Lo and behold, I got all A's in it. And from there I went into, and last 2 years I have done major in psychology. And as Lynn mentioned, that I got through magna cum laude. The reason that I'm saying this story, because sometimes culture dictates every time. Your brain is wired so badly that you cannot do. You are so dumb. You cannot achieve anything. There was somebody who opened a door for me, and I'm very grateful to God for believing in me and opening those doors. And I'm very grateful to my husband who left all the comfort, and he looked at me and he said, I can do it, and we are going in here. And I'm very grateful to this country, because my country did not offer adult education, which I came here to achieve. Every one of the people that I looked at, and they said, you can do it. And this is such a sweet word to hear all the time. When the culture constantly said, you cannot, and you cannot. Finally, I get to hear, I can, and I can, and I can. Sometimes I get doubts in myself, and I get 95, and I come to the store, and I'll talk to my ladies, and I say, I got 95. There is that small voice in me that says, I'm so dumb. I cannot make it 100. And that's the kind of persistence that I have. I want to achieve, and I want to go up. The reason that I want to do this, not to show to the world, because education is very important. Till we die, we learn something. It doesn't stop at high school. It's not completed in college, and you never get it when you get doctorate. Education is when your last breath says it's done. Till that time, you get educated by people that we love, people who talk, who constantly give us the confidence. The education gave me the value, what human beings are supposed to be. I question everything. I ask everybody, why, what, how? Those are the important things that we need to ask. Sometimes I need to ask myself, why am I doing this? And there is always an answer. And America has given me the greatest gift that I could ever hope for, is the education. Education for me to stand here and to say, I have the confidence. And I can do it. It's only because somebody took interest in me to say, you can do it. And I really want to thank all of you. I'm sure you all planted a seed in students' life. And one day, those seeds will grow and bear fruit for this country. And I want to thank you.
Well, that's a moving story. Really affirms everything we're supposed to be about. So, Kay, you get to follow that.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Kay Pleasant, and I am here to show you all the new website that we finally got published for the group. And so I wanted to start with Google, because Google knows everything. And if you cannot find the website, if you can't find the link to it, you really just need to go to Google and type in TRTA Smith County. And it will come up under local units, homepage, Smith County retired teachers and school personnel listed there. And so that's the easiest way to get to our site. Our site does have several menu options for our use. Some of these are ones that we can add information to, and others are just what TRTA puts up there by default. So TRTA is responsible for the sidebar over here with all the officers' names. They do all of that for us. We will be keeping track with all the new meetings. We will be updating this front page to let you know when what the new meeting is on and when it will be held. I also wanted to bring to your attention that you do have two search bars. One where you can search the site. So if you typed in video up there, it would bring up two videos. One that is on our website and one that is on the TRTA organizational website as well. If you forget who your legislators are, you can click right here and type in our zip code. And it will bring our representative information up. So it's a very good resource, and a lot of times it's overlooked because it's up there. You will notice that it opened a new tab in the browser. You can just click back over on the other side and your page is there. We have on the home page, and if y'all have any suggestions, things that you think would be helpful, because we've just kind of put up a skeleton at this point, and we would love to know what you would like to see on the site, and you can either email myself, Kay, or you may email Debbie Miller, and she is working with the site more than I am some days. We're very excited to have both of us on board here.
For buddies.
Yes.
Well, the dues, I think the dues are $45.
No, the local
For
dues
local
is 10. Yeah,
Just our local.
just for our local.
And again, if we need to go on and put in the 45 and specify that state dues as well. The bell ringer, we are adding one. If you click on either of these, you will see the most up-to-date one will always be on the top. And that should open up. Maybe. It's downloading it for us. And so that would bring down a Adobe document for you to be able to look at and read the newsletter again. If you delete it somehow in your email, that should come back up. So there you have it. It's a PDF. Also, we do have a page with the programs that are in the booklet. TRTA on Facebook is the state site. TRTA on Twitter, if any of you do Facebook or Twitter, it is on there. And then all of the legislative updates are also on the site. Debbie has been largely responsible for getting the videos done for our meetings, and she has been also responsible for getting us a link on our site. Debbie, would you come up and kind of visit with them about what?
We have an agreement with the video people at PISD to come and video each of our meetings. So it's like a great big thank you to them. Also, they take those videos, they edit them, and they're putting them up on YouTube for us. we will put a link to those YouTube videos on this site. So you don't have to worry about going to YouTube and navigating. It's just right here on the site. So when you go to meeting videos, you see now that there's one. Now I talked, as of this morning, the others are on there. And so you can go, if you miss a meeting.
Our membership is critical. We've got to do better getting people in.
If you missed a meeting and you want to know what happened, or if you want to watch again, I think Tim Lee is certainly worth watching again. Then all you need to do is go to the site and go to the meeting videos. Like I said, the others are now ready to load. I just found out about those. And so the one with Brian Hughes, I got an email asking questions about what Brian had to say. Just point you to the video and you can watch and see for yourself without getting it second or third hand. Know exactly what he said. So we'll be doing that for all our meetings.
Again, if you have any ideas or information you would like to be posted, if you can either email Debbie or myself, and we'll be happy to try to make that happen for us.
Wow, that is wonderful. That magnificent work here. We've been behind the curve on that, but I think now we're getting where we need to be on it. There's so many useful things that this useful purpose can serve. I'm really excited to have it. And of course, I'm like everybody that sees themselves on TV or whatever. What's the first thing they think? Lose some weight. Anyway, we have another brief thing on the program here. Marilyn Williams is going to talk to us about the telephone committee. So Marilyn, would you take over?
Before I get over the telephone committee, do we have any new members today? Do we have any new members? Well, I will encourage all of you all to invite someone to come to the meeting each time. And hopefully they would like to participate with us.